4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, close the window. Close the window. Close it. Close it. Are they all closed? All right, is everybody still here?
Syngur saman till segerstråpen áfram Grindavik. Och jag vet, við barnum gerir dag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 8, Episode 7 today. We send the Wags out in the Icelandic Cup. Not the Wags, the Gags even in the Icelandic Cup semi-final. And then we begin our Champions League campaign against the Norwegian Jev. I thought they were Russian, but anyway, they're Norwegian. That's who we're playing first up. Between the two games, we will finish up the league campaign. We are, of course, already champions. And the huge news is that it's September 3rd in game. The European window has closed. And as you can see behind me here, this is just a sampling of the recent bids that we've had for players. We have a lot of interest in our players. See if you can see behind my head here, that's Kedlik, Thomason, Lubasic, who's one of the youngsters, and you should be able to see the rest there. Some of these were loans with options to buy. Either way, there was a lot of interest in a lot of players, and we were able to hang on to everybody. So that is obviously a very, very good thing. Now, there's nothing to catch you up on. It's a very quick turnaround between the two cup games. So let's go and have a look and see what we're doing here. It is Folsna that we're playing. We've played them many times before, of course. We're expecting a 4-4-2 out of them. And this is the team we're sending out now. It's a little bit tricky. As I say, it's a very quick turnaround between the two games. And well, we've had to make some changes that we wouldn't necessarily want to make. So Rafferson goes in goal. Unhappy as he is, he's going to go in goal. Kolla, Mortensen, Hardartsen, and then we're going to give this guy a game at right back instead of Severson. That's just because he's tied. So this guy comes in. He's just been rated as a Pepsi League quality defender, so he should be absolutely fine. Gisarausen, one of our highly rated youth prospects of not the most recent youth intake, but the one before that. He's going to come in and be the deep line playmaker for us. Gudmundsson, he will go in midfield next to a tied but necessary Damien Ormarkson. We need him today to pull those strings in there for us. In wide areas, Dagba Jartsen will go down the right. This is one that's happened because of form more than anything else, but Josephson's going to go down the right. Henriksen, it's just not been playing well enough for my liking, so he drops out. And the big controversial talking point that we're talking about in the terraces before the game, Patterson starts up front as a deep lying forward in place of Baltinson. That is because you can see his tiredness here. I mean, we'd be lucky to get a half a football out of him, so we're going to leave him on the bench. If he's needed, he is there. Obviously, we're hoping that he's not going to be needed. Now, a new name that's on the bench is Arneson. This guy just came in the most recent youth intake. He is very, very high potential. So if he's there, if we need him, and like I said many times before, ideally we won't. But yeah, let's see. We've also got Invason and Severson, as I say, on the bench. So a little bit of ammunition there to call on, but hopefully these guys will get it done for us. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Yeah, I don't recognise too many of those names, but they are, of course, they're a Pepsi League side like ourselves, whereas previously we have only really beaten lower league opposition. I think maybe in the early days we beat somebody in the top flight. Carrying performance, you should do well. Let's run a good run. Let's keep this going. Yeah, it's not ideal having such the quick turnaround. It's also an international break that's ongoing right now. So yeah, that's not ideal, obviously. We do have a game coming up against Breeder Blink in the league. Now, they are obviously, well, they're in a relegation battle. We've already won the league, so there's nothing really standing on it from that point of view. There is a part of me that thinks if they were to win that, not the worst thing. They've won another tie in Europe this year. They didn't make the league phase or anything, but they did win another tie. So yeah, if they beat us, not the worst thing, I don't think, and if it helps them stay up, you know, they're the closest, I think, to turning professional and sort of being able to win some ties in Europe for the league. So yeah, we'll see what happens there, but that is going to be heavily impacted by international call-ups. I think there's a few of these guys going off to play in the Icelandic youth teams after this game. So we've been lucky enough to have them for this, otherwise we would have been in all sorts of trouble. I think Kolla gets a little bit of space, so Pedersen, and the youngster had a very, very good chance there to give us the lead. And of course, the question is, would Baltinson have stuck that chance away? But he is, as I say, on the bench if we need him, and Rafferson is there. Relatively simple save. So we will Go again. Now, is this the highlight going to continue? It looks like it is. We go early forward there. Jofferson, what a pass around the corner that was. All Markson now. We've got 3 players forward. Jofferson's there. We've got Doug George Arts at the back post of Patterson. That was pretty good play, you've got to say. Pretty good play by the kids, but again, not quite the finished article. Can we defend a set piece now? Ball in. It is. Oh, it's just over the top. And that is a little bit more good luck than good management, that one. So, I mean, everybody, this aggressive is the only sort of negative attribute that we have, which is obviously not great in terms of red cards and whatnot, but certainly not the worst thing that we could have happen. We'll keep encouraging them into half-time. It is still 0-0. We're at the National Stadium as well, I believe. So it's not a home game, but it's not necessarily an away game in that sense either. I wonder if we just, there's no pressure on us here, go out there and play with that freedom and a bit of fist pumping, go out there and show you've got what it's got, or what it takes, I should say. And we'll give Pedersen a little bit more time up there. I do wonder, actually, there was a few opportunities maybe for an early ball in, and we saw the second chance he had. I wonder if we go with an advance forward. If he had been playing as an advance forward, he may have had a little bit better of a chance. And that might even free up a little bit more of the centre of the park for All Markson to exploit. But we're doing our usual thing, 65% possession, so that is obviously good. Mortensen is looking a bit tired here as well. It's going to be a game now where they're going to have to dig deep. We're going to bring Boutenson on because, well, the game's not won. All Markson is destroyed, as is Collar. We've only got so many options here, don't we? All Markson is playing well. We might need to leave it. We could bring Ingvason on. I wonder if he could go as an advanced playmaker for us and try and pull some strings. At some point, All Markson's just going to collapse from exhaustion, as that is always probably going over, but still not ideal. And here we go again. Yeah, this is going to be a hard-fought win if we get it, isn't it? Boutenson, can he make the difference? Gets a good wide ball out there for Jofferson. All Markson's there, back post as well. We've got players streaming forward. This is surely the chance, and it is somehow... It's taken a deflection and snuck past that far post, but some very good build-up play again from Jofferson, really justifying his selection here, isn't he? Let's encourage them again. Okay, I don't think we're going to need an oxygen tank for him soon, so let's bring on Ingvason and just hope that he can get the job done for us. If it does go to extra time, we might actually lose a player to exhaustion. I'm not sure if it goes straight to penalties or what the deal is. We've looked the better team, I think, but there's another chance for Jofferson now. Can he get it in for Boutenson? The goalkeeper has come and got nowhere near it. And Neil Boutenson off the bench provides that little bit of class to provide the finish. And Jofferson, a well-deserved assist. Ingvason, he provided the ball forward for Jofferson to chase. First time cross. And, yeah, goalkeeper will probably want that one back, won't he? But 84th minute, and we've gone and taken the lead. That is excellent news. And we just need to try and defend a little bit properly now. We're into stoppage time. Come on, boys. See this through. This is going to be a really, really good performance. Tied legs, young team, and they've deserved that. They really, really had. Jofferson, for me, was the star. And obviously, Boutenson coming off the bench. He did what he needed to do. So, Grindavik win against Folgner, and, well, there we go. We have a final against Fram to come September 6th in 3 days. So, never mind, we won't be doing the Champions League today. We'll be playing the final. Everybody's exhausted and off on international duty. What could possibly go wrong? I'm Chaz Hogan, Australian journo, here at the National Stadium of Iceland for the Icelandic Cup final between Fram and Grindavik. Now we're joined by the Grindavik boss, Aussie Villain. And mate, how are you feeling about the big game tonight? No, it's bullshit, mate. Absolute crap. This is a third game in a week. And this competition, you know, we're in the middle of an international break as well. I've got a 16-year-old making his debut in midfield, a 16-year-old making his debut in defence. I had to call someone back on loan to play left back. All Markson and Boutenson, they're in an oxygen tank just trying to get through the bloody warm-up. It's a disgrace. Okay, welcome back. So here we go. We've got the cup final on a Friday night. It would be a great occasion, wouldn't it, if it hadn't been for the fact we played the quarter-final on the Saturday and the semi-final on the Tuesday. We are absolutely knackered coming into this one. If we win it, honestly, I think it'll be our best achievement in the series to date. It's going to be tough. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them, and this is the team that we have scrambled together to try and do something for us. Now, the players missing on international duty that would have played, Hafdarson would have been the backup goalkeeper, but still would have been nice to have. If we go down here, we are missing... where are they here? Hensi Mortensen is away on international duty, as is Koller, the left back, as is Ingvason, who I probably would have, to be honest, subbed on earlier had I kind of clocked that he wouldn't be available for the final. But of course, how was I to know the final was here if I didn't, if you don't check the schedule? So it's hardly my fault, is it? So those are the three four that are missing. We've had to call back off Fjord to come and play in the final for us. He has, of course, been away on loan at Halka this season, so he's going to miss the end of their season. But chance to win a trophy, I'm sure he's okay with it. So this is the team that's managed to scrape together. It is Rafferson going in goals. As I said, off Fjord will be the left back. It'll be Agnason making a debut at the centre of our defence. He's been on the bench for the last couple of games, but he starts this one next to Hafdarson. Not the most experienced centre-back partnership, but let's hope that they're good enough. Severson can come back in to play right back in this one. He's had a bit of a rest in the semi-final. Another debutant in the final is Arneson, just barely out of the youth intake, and he starts the game as a defensive midfielder. Gudmundsson, he is the freshest of our midfielders that have played before, so he goes as the central midfielder next to Olmarkson. Honestly, if we get 45 minutes out of him, I'll be delighted. I don't even know if we're going to get that, but we'll see how we go. Patterson is going to move in to play, or move back to play on the right wing for this one. He's going to have Jofferson for support over there on the left. Bjartenson will start the game. Hopefully he or Markson can put the game to bed nice and early. On the bench, we've got a backup goalkeeper who hopefully we won't need. We've got the right back who played in the semi-final, so he's there if we need him. We have got another centre-back who has barely played, though I think he has played 1 or 2 games. There's an argument to say he should start the game, but we'll go with the higher potential guy. Gisarelson, who played in the semi-final, moves back to the bench just because he's tired. Another guy that came through the youth intake, he will come on for Olmarkson when Olmarkson just collapses in a heap. We have got a winger, either side winger, to come on if we need anybody at some point to play wide. And we've got another guy that came through the most recent intake. He will play on the left, to be honest. The other guy will probably play on the right. But there we go. No strikers on the bench. We don't have any. And yeah, let's see what this team of unlikely heroes can do. The other player that's missing is Dagbajatson, of course. He started on the right wing last game, didn't he? So there we go. We can see the lineups. Niall Huggins, of course, is in their starting lineup. So a familiar name there. Sig Trixon, who you may remember, he's sort of our backup striker for this. He's on loan with them. Obviously, he can't play. I think we've just got to take a bit of pressure off on this one because... I mean, it's a massive ask. It really, really is. Arneson is nervous, which isn't ideal. So here we go, a cup final. We've won this cup, I think, once before, haven't we? So we'll see how it goes. Huggins playing in an advanced role, which he's capable of doing. He certainly did a couple of times with us as well and did it well. So we know he's going to be dangerous. But, yeah, looks like a good crowd as well. I don't know what the gate receipt situation is like, but if it's not a sellout, it is very, very close to it. For the biggest day in Icelandic football, annually, you would suggest. Certainly the National Cup final is right up there, isn't it? So let's hope some nice, relaxed Grindavik players can go out there and put on a performance for us. But so far, there's not been too much going on. The only shot, in fact, has been from Fram, which is less than ideal. And we really do need to get something done early here before Olmarkson and Bjartenson just collapse in a heap. And there is absolutely nothing happening, is there? There's an argument to say, should we have started with those guys on the bench and brought them on? As, is that going to be a penalty? One of our guys is off. It's the kid. And that does not make life any easier for us. So we would just play without that defensive shield. And yeah, well, this just got a whole lot more difficult, didn't it? Alright, so let's say that's not been good enough. Let's try and pump them up a little bit here. You'd suggest after that first half performance, Bowdenson and Allmarkson probably didn't do much running. But, yeah, I mean, it looked perhaps a tight performance from us, didn't it? Let's encourage them. We're looking fired up here. And it's Fram coming forward. Hadartson cuts it out to Pedersen. Let's see what he can do over there on the right-hand side. He's got himself a little bit of space. He's got Gudmundsson in support. Allmarkson through the middle. Bowdenson forward. Bowdenson one touch, two touch, goal! And the 28th of the season for Neil Bowdenson. And with 10 men, we have taken the lead early in this second half. We'll just drop it back to positive. But it was a nice, swift counter-attacking goal. Wonderful ball from Gudmundsson. Good first touch from Bowdenson. And the second touch put it into the back of the net. That is absolutely superb. And we are coming straight back, are we? No, it's looking for a disallowed goal. So that... What has happened here? I don't understand. I have no options to click on anything. It says it's 2-0. I don't know what's happening. Is this that's the goal that's going to be disallowed? I think. Yeah, okay. So we've seen the replay of the disallowed goal before we actually saw the disallowed goal itself. So, a shame. It would have been very nice to go 2-0 up. But I'd rather be 1-0 up anyway. At least the game hasn't freaked out, so that's good. Let's give them some praise. Pedersen is looking nervous. We do have an option of somebody else to play over there, and it's not like he's an experienced player anyway. Allmarkson, I just think we need to call it. It's going to be a first ever game for Bjornsson in there. And, yeah, so, I mean, it's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal to have to play these guys, but I just don't know what options that we have. Pedersen was going to come off, wasn't he? Who did I take off? I'll take Bowdenson off. I did. Interesting decision. We're into stoppage time. And Gudmundsson heads it clear. Pedersen probably needs to go up top if we're not going to play with Bowdenson up there. I don't understand how I did that, but anyway, let's just make a quick switch there. And there is 45 seconds to play. Rafferson doing a good job, just running the clock down. And can we now see this out? Oh, there it is. Calm defending from Severson. Back to Rafferson. And the highlight continues. Gudmundsson gets it forward. And are they down to 10 men now? Surely, ref. No, we're just running the clock down beautifully. Stoppage time is over. This should be, it's going to be a magnificent victory if we can, with 10 men as well. The kids have done us so proud there. That is absolutely superb. Wasn't helped, of course, by my accidental subbing of Bowdenson, though in truth, the fresh legs up there may have done us a bit of a favour. But 1-0, we'll take it. It was very tough. A very tough week for the Gags, but they've come through it, and I think it shows the Grindavik Academy is doing pretty good, isn't it? And here we go. I think Allmarkson was captain on the day, I would imagine, and we have lifted the Icelandic Cup for a second time, I think it is. So we can celebrate these moments. It's a bit tough on the kid on debut to get sent off. You never like to see that, but anyway, he lifts the trophy. It's not the end of the world. So there it is. Grindavik lift the Let's Go with Icelandic Cup. And, yeah, glorious victory to complete famous treble. Of course, we do struggle to win this competition just playing with the Gags, but, yeah, we've done well this year. Actually, we've done brilliantly this year, given everything that has happened there. So we've won that. That takes off something. I've now topped the Icelandic Hall of Fame, so well done to me. And there we go, a few other bits and pieces here. Offjord can take a rest now because we won't really need him for the rest of the year. Rafferson, 9 saves, 100% pass completion. That's the good afternoon's work, isn't it, to go with his clean sheet, and he wants to leave. Unbelievable. So there we go. That will do it for today. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to, if you're new. Sorry about no Champions League football. That'll happen next time around when we will start things off away in Norway. I will then play through the end of the league campaign, and we will go off to Denmark. Such a shame the 2 winnable games are away from home. But if we can take 6 points from there, then it sets us up for at least not being embarrassed in the rest of the group. Until then, guys, take care.